Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Addie and this is my book series I haven't completed video. So if you've been watching the last couple of my videos, you'll notice that I was in front of my purple bookcase, which is my bookcase that has all of the books that I have that are in a series on it. So I have pulled all of my books when I was like rearranging my room and everything. I put all of the books that belong to a set. I put all of them on that bookcase, and then the rest of them are just kind of like throughout the rest of my room. And I've been filming in front of it because I think it looks cool. But also the problem with that is that there are so many books on there that I just never finished the series for. So I pulled all of them off of that bookcase, and there are approximately 30 books left on that bookcase, and 14 of them are Harry Potter books. So your girl just doesn't finish series, apparently. That is what's going on. Here is a comprehensive list of all of the books that I do have in my current possession that I just have never completed the series to. So buckle in, we are here to go. So the first one that I'm going to talk about, I actually don't have physical copies of it because I got rid of it because I just didn't want it anymore. I was never going to finish reading it, didn't have any interest in finishing reading it, and that was the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I know that Tolkien is like super prolific and everything, just not my cup of tea. So I decided to pass those books on to one of my cousins who likes to read and likes fantasy. So I hope she enjoys them a little bit more than I did. And the next book series that I'm going to talk about is The Chronicles of Narnia. So I have a full little mass market box set of The Chronicles of Narnia. There's all 7 books of it right there in that. I think I read up to Prince Caspian, specifically because I think I was thirsting after Ben Barnes at the point when I decided to put these down. So I read up to Prince Caspian, and I think it's really funny that Ben Barnes has come back around. Who knew? So I have like the last 3 books of this that I could complete at any time. We'll see. I maybe will pick these up again actually, because I think that there's a lot of interesting discussion and analysis of these books, and I feel like that might be something that at some point in my life I will want to go look at what people are saying about it and also read them and like have that kind of discussion in my head with myself about what's going on. You can tell I really like English because like these are the things that I enjoy doing. These might get read, who knows, we shall see. But I have them and I'm not getting rid of them because the opportunity is there if I ever decide to pursue it. The next set of books that I started the series and never finished is going to be Madeleine L'Engle's A Wrinkle in Time. A Wrinkle in Time, I read A Swiftly Tilting Planet, and I've also read A Wind in the Door. That is the original trilogy. Those are the ones that are dealing with Meg and Charles Wallace and all of the really cool science stuff. She also has a companion piece to it that is the twin brothers story, and they kind of go back in time, and it was just like not a story that I was interested in. So this one, called Many Waters, it matches my set, so they must have come together. But this book, I never got around to reading it. I did not enjoy like reading half of it, so I specifically remember crawling up in my closet at one point and trying to read it, which was weird because I never read it in my closet. That one I will probably never read either. It really like lost my interest. It's kind of sad because I loved these. Like, these books are so cool. I honestly, like, this is what got me into science fiction. I just really, really liked the science that was going on in there, because it's like, look at all of these weird things that were happening in the 60s that she was able to talk about that were like actual realistic kind of type things, and like what you can extrapolate from like the information that they had. Like, I know it was just like the 60s, but like, yeah, this is copyrighted 1962. Like, look how far science has come since then, and also like how far science was at that time. Anyway, let me like not go on my little like diatribe of how cool Madeleine L'Engle is. Next book series that I never completed was the Spiderwick Chronicles. These are written in part by Holly Black. Really my first introduction to Holly Black, and I never finished them because I never found versions of them that went with these, and I wanted them to all match because these are like very cool looking when they all match, but I never found them. But I'm at the point now where I may like just see if I can find them in like the library or something and finish reading the series, because like these were wicked cool when I was younger. I like totally enjoyed them. So, you know, maybe I'll graduate to some like further Holly Black stuff eventually. But I did just hear a whole bunch of stuff about Queen of Nothing being like really terrible, so I just don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. So the next book series that I didn't finish is my favorite book series of my entire childhood, and that is the Avalon Web of Magic series. Like, look at these books. They're so freaking cool. I wanted to be a magic girl. This one was my favorite one, obviously. It's got Adrienne and her Shadow Wolf there on the cover of it. And like, these were just fun, cool little magical books, friendship based, all kinds of stuff. There's 4 books that I never got a hold of, and they like came out after I like stopped reading the series because I couldn't find them in the bookstore anymore. And so there's 4 more of them, and I'm gonna try to find them and probably finish those at some point, because this is like I said, my absolute favorite childhood series. So maybe I'll do like a readathon where I reread all of these. The next book series that I read that I never completed, for basically the same reason, as I caught up to the reading and then she released more books afterwards. Meg Cabot's The Princess Diaries series. I spent a freaking ton of time in my childhood, in my youth, being the I'm not like other girls kind of type thing, and these were very much like the other girls, and I put off reading these for ever, like for so long. I did not want to read The Princess Diaries, and I read literally everything else that Meg Cabot had released at that time before I picked up one of these, and then I was like, dude, you love all the rest of her writing, you better pick it up. So I tried the first one, and that was the end of that. I loved them, they were amazing, and just never finished them. And I know that there's more than the 7 volumes that I have here, because there's like characters that she talks about on Twitter sometimes, and I'm like, who are these people? So I know that there is like something that has come after where I read up to. So these might get a reread someday, just because they were so much fun, and it's like The Princess Diaries. I specifically remember though, in like 5th grade, we did Catch a Falling Star as part of our show choir thing, and I really hated the fact that we sang that song. It was also in that movie, and I put off reading The Princess Diaries specifically because I hated Catch a Falling Star and it was in the movie. Thanks Disney for that one, but I love it now, so who cares? So the next series that I read in middle school that I am pretty sure that there are more books than the ones that I have, these Amelia Atwater Rhodes books. They are, the first one is Hawk Song. This is like one of my all-time favorite. It's like Romeo and Juliet, but with like Aarakocra or something like that, if you are a D&D person. But yeah, like they're bird people and they like hate each other, and it's like they fall in love. I don't know, I don't remember exactly what it is. I will definitely reread this at some point, because like this book was my bread and butter for like ever. I absolutely love this book. So there's that. There I have Snake's Charm and Falcon Dance, which is 2. I think there are some more of this book series. So the next series that I never finished, and I specifically never finished this because I just couldn't do it anymore, but I have the first 2 books of A Series of Unfortunate Events. I never finished reading the series because I got to about the 5th book. I was borrowing them from a friend, and I was like, dude, this is the same story over and over and over and over again. Like, it was so formulaic and so like, this is what's gonna happen, and then something else is gonna happen, and then this is gonna happen, and then it's like, whatever, who cares? And I like was just done with it. I was in 6th grade and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just not reading these anymore. And so I never finished The Lemony Snicket, A Series of Unfortunate Events. So yeah, I did read more of them though than the first 2, so I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, I would kind of like to know how the Baudelaire children are doing and how that was going. But my battery is flashing, so I'm gonna go really quickly. The first book series of Cassandra Clare's that I never finished reading was The Mortal Instruments. I have the first 2, and I don't know at which point I stopped reading the series, because I believe that I've read more than this, but I don't know that I have. So at some point I will probably go back and finish reading this whole series, but I just really didn't want to have to reread, but I think it's been enough time that rereading is not going to be that big of a problem now. The next Cassandra Clare series that I never finished is The Infernal Devices. I do think this is a trilogy, so I think it would not be hard to go back and reread these, but I remember liking reading these when I was first reading them, so it's not too far off to consider that I might go back and reread these so that I can finish the series. So if I had to pick between the 2, this is the one that I would pick, and I quite liked these. So it looks like I've covered everything except for the Riordan series that I haven't finished, and here we go with those. First one I luckily have because my brother was a huge fan of the Kane Chronicles, and I have all 3 of these books. I have only read the first one and my brother loved them. He said they were really great, and I was in my like first year of college or something when he was reading them, and I just had too much going on to finish them. So the Kane Chronicles. Okay, so the next one is also Riordan, and it is the Magnus Chase series. This one I just like got busy working and never got to finish. I did pick them up as they were coming out though, because I did quite enjoy them. I enjoyed the first one, and I got a little ways into the second one, and I just was like, I don't have time to read these right now, and so I had to put them down, and that is what happened to those. The last series that I have not completed, but I would really like to in the near future, is the Trials of Apollo. I think he just released another book on this one, so I'm not feeling too bad. At least he's still releasing books in this series. Basically, what I remember of this one was that Rachel Elizabeth Dare could no longer see things, and Apollo is a child. So this one also deals with like Percy Jackson. He's like in this one specifically, so I don't know why I haven't finished it. Just never got around to it. So you can see where I got to. It was like that far. Got that far into it and then was just like, I don't have time to read this, and I'm over it. Those are my series that I've never completed. My entire bookcase is basically empty at this point, so yeah, I don't know. Let me know if there's any series that like you should read, or if there are any of these that I should pick up and actually finish. I would love to hear your comments. If you like this, hit the like button. If you really liked it, subscribe, and I will see you again later, hopefully next week, and have a great day.